Good morning. Welcome to Unity Longmont Spiritual Center. This morning we are blessed to have Mike King with us to talk and provide us with a meditation, and Faith Halverson Ramos to provide us with her beautiful music. So we will start with the music, please.
The first piece today is Closer to the Light by Herb Oda. Oh, from day to day, it's so hard for me to say if the road that I'm on now will lead me right. But year to year it becomes a bit more clear. Seems like I am getting closer to the light. And when my burden's great, so that I bend under the weight, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the night. Oh, well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road if I'm traveling closer to the light. Every day I start with this compass in my heart, and it helps to keep the road within my sight. And as I go forth, looking for magnetic north, seems like I am getting closer to the light. And when my burden's great, so that I bend under the weight, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the night. Oh, well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road if I'm traveling closer to the light. Oh, well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road if I'm traveling closer to the light.
Thank you so much, Faith, for that beautiful reminder of our spiritual journey as humans. Thank you for your beautiful voice, too. It's at this time that we go into prayer by taking a breath together, being fully in our bodies, our minds, our sacred heart. Beloved presence, everywhere present. We are surrounded by beauty. The leaves are changing. The light is so divine and bright. And it reminds us that even on the darkest of days, that light is available to us, both within us and around us. For all is God and all is good. When we are able to find that, to see that, to rest into that precious moment. And so it is. And we'll hear from Faith again.
This next song is I Walk Away by Eddie Watkins Jr. But first I should take a drink. Every morning the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. Every day I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seems fresh and new. What I was taught and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God in all of us. Each day I start anew, and so I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Every morning brings a new beginning. By grace another day to be. I awaken to the sun upon me shining, lighting the way for me to see things that I sought and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God in all of us. Of yesterday I'm letting go. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the lesson that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Today is the day I walk away.
Thank you, Faith, for continuing to capture aspects of our spiritual journey. Beautiful. Thank you. So let us open our hearts and our minds to Mike King. Welcome, Mike.
Hi, everybody. It's been a while. Nice to be back. Thank you for having me. So I'm not sure. I've got 3 poems that I kind of pulled up here. I'm going to kind of give you a choice if you want to hear. I wrote a poem when Trump was elected president. That night, fear struck me big time. And I thought about leaving the country. And so I wrote a poem. I haven't really shared it in this type of setting in a spiritual meeting. I have shared it. I read it publicly in places in Denver. So I could read that. It's kind of in your face kind of poetry. It talks about where I was at and where I think the country could go to if we let greed and fear rule us. I like to think of the 2 golden rules. There's the golden rule of materialism, which says the one who has the gold makes the rules or the power, or the golden rule that we're familiar with, that we treat others as we want to be treated. Or I could do some nicer poetry that I've written, more personal. So Deva, is it okay if I read that? It's got some existential angst in it. It's up to you.
I totally trust you, Mike. Go for it.
Okay, so let me pull that one. Let me pull that one back up here. I shut that one down because as I was thinking of the meditation, it didn't fit, but I'd like to read it to you, I guess. It's one of my, again, it's one of the first things I wrote. Let's go here. Let's read it. So I'll just go into it. And I guess if you follow, when you follow along, think about this as when he was elected and the things that happened. Obviously, he's not our president. In my opinion, that's a good thing. And I call this love trumps tyranny. Past presidents pause and ponder this impetuous, pompous impostor. Righteously, they roll in their graves and proclaim this president a patronizing, pontificating, pretentious pretender. Bring on the zombie apocalypse, they shout in unison. The fabric of the stars and stripes is unraveling. It hangs from the thinnest of hope's thread. Its colored soul is stained by the lily white cotton cloth of separation and the starkness of right and wrong, Republican and Democrat, rich and poor, black and white, leaving no room for the soft gray of compromise. Is he an evildoer who brings America's worst to our collective mind's forefront? It's for all of us to decide. The founding fathers cry and lament that the people of this great nation elected this lecherous lying loser of last resort. Where's our decency, I wonder, as the ideals of truth, honor, fairness, and common decency are viciously replaced? They're evil twins, half-truths, deceit, fake news, and the rapid descent into saying only what sells. As the orange-tinged orator and TV con man orates, beware the wares he pimps as he blares and twitters with his two tiny typers, his childish temper tantrum tweets. See clear and hear, children of liberty. Do not open your pocketbooks and your minds to the false, fear-laden images of hate his portrait engenders. Men and women, we have empowered our worst fears, like the old Russian dog, Pavlov. Greed knows how to ring our bell. No bones about it. The skeletons of injustice rattle in their cage, virus animated by this imposter of goodness. We must all somehow find the courage within ourselves to see clearly what each of us has wrought at life's ballot box. We must take a breath of air, not tainted by our long-held beliefs, rather air infused with the perfume of honest discourse. We must rely on our own courageous and honest self-reflection. Are we making decisions from fear and greed? Are we relying on others to do our thinking for us? Or are we listening to our higher self, our better angels, insisting on honesty and kindness with both ourselves and others? And how are we treating the least among us, the hopeless, the downtrodden, the forgotten, the queer, ugly, brown-faced, black-faced, Jewish, Muslim-faced, unwhite, un-Anglo-Saxon, Protestant face, the uneducated, starving millions, begging for a chance to be noticed and fed? If you've watched television, you know firsthand that this president was but a bully on the pulpit. He made fun of the handicapped and derides with cruel intent anyone or anything that doesn't look like him or think like him. What we had was a mockery, a travesty of what the presidential office once stood for: compassionate strength, our highest morals, our greatest goodness, our best and most kind moments. Alliteration used here has illuminated these undesirable traits that I have witnessed firsthand. Each word was carefully chosen to highlight our would-be king's televised, tweeted, twisted behaviors. We don't need our senators, congressmen, pastors, and priests to think for and instead of us. We have the power of inherent common sense that relies on real facts and firsthand knowledge. Was it not enough when he said, I could go out there and shoot someone and my supporters will still vote for me? Or I can grab women and they'll love it? Or as he told Israel, I'm your savior? How much damage to decency to disqualify him in some people's eyes for the highest office? You see, him and others like him believe we're ignorant, that we're stupid and unable to make rationally well thought out decisions based on our own internal guidance and moral compass. We're not guilty of stupidity, but we must all take full blame for our ignorance, which is simply our ignoring of what's going on in this country, in this world, in our own households, and yes, even in our own mind and souls. Why are we, for the most part, ignoring this disaster in the making? I think because we're all damn tired. We're just trying to make sense of it all, this thing called life. You know, the super rich are so afraid of losing what they have, so they ignore. The rich, hoping to leap to the next level, they don't want to rock the boat. Life's working out too good for them. You see, they pay attention, but they vote from their pocketbook, not from the good book. So they too ignore. Now the middle, they're caught in the middle, rocked viciously by the fickle waves of fate. One moment life's good, the next disease, a lost job, a lost love, or any toward ways that happiness seems to leave us might strike. Keeping their heads down, working 50 to 60 hours a week, they ignore the kids, they ignore their spouses, they ignore their health, they ignore. And finally, the millions in this country and billions around the world living in abject poverty and many times in abject fear for their very lives. They live a life of tyranny. Even the basic decency we give our pets denied them. So the lifetime political hacks use our fears, our biases, and our preferences against us in the most subtle and nefarious of ways. They have made an art of packaging, commoditizing, and then gradually stealing our identities so they can craft, to their sole advantage, a sophisticated message that bypasses our common sense. They play and prey on us, stalking us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. They oodle and Google us until they have us pigeonholed. They know what we'll buy, when and where we'll buy, and how much we'll pay for it. They've reduced humanity to a dry statistical probability. I say enough is enough. We must all awaken now. You see, this country's greatness is your greatness. Its unity is our unity. We're a brotherhood and a sisterhood of like and unlike. The love of liberty, freedom, truth, and the fervent desire for peace runs much, much deeper in us. So we have the power to melt this permafrost layered cake made from fear's frozen flour and iced with sugar-coated lies. We, the people, hearken back to me, your Constitution's innate goodness. It's time to embrace our best, not fear the worst. The great philosophers, sages, and saints have given name to veracity's siblings so that we may know them as we live our life. Let me introduce them. Their names are beauty, strength, peace, compassion, courage, forgiveness, and love. These seven kin, like Disney's seven dwarves, protect our nation's sleeping beauty. How do we make America great again? It will depend on which golden rule we use. Will it be the one of greed, whereby the one who owns the gold makes the rules? Or is it the rule of fear, do unto others before they do unto you? Or the one which illumines and is the moral core and solid foundation of all world religions, that we treat others with the same kindness, respect, and civility that we ourselves wish to be treated? It's time for truth to shine once again in this country and in your heart, not his truth or mine or yours, not even so-called truths written on paper, parchment, and papyrus, rather truth that is written with ink of certainty engraved in your heart. It's only in this pure revealing light that true change occurs. You see, its warmth ends separation. It dissolves distrust, and yes, even has the power to turn hate to love. And it happens as just one heart opens. And then lo and behold, another is opened, and then another, and another. Our nation, really our world's heart begs you, please open yours.
Thank you, Mike. I'd like to comment. As you began, I remembered that Jesus said, pay attention. Look what is going on around you and stand up for your truth as he stood up for his truth. And he knew it wasn't comfortable. He knew it took great courage and sometimes isolation and feeling alone. So thank you so much for your brilliance, your talent, your wordsmanship in capturing that. Thank you.
Thanks. So I've written a little, I thought about what I'd like to say today, and then we can end it in a little meditation where we can kind of do, instead of thinking about what we are, maybe we can all experience what we are together, and that'll be the end of it. But I think a lot about, well, a lot of things, you know, I enjoy thinking about these matters. And last night we had a Halloween party here, and a good friend of mine, I said, you know, there's really just one reality. There's just one truth. And a lot of people don't agree with that. They think truth is malleable. They think truth is fickle. They think you can have your truth and I can have my truth. But my definition of reality is this: reality must be that which is real for all of us at all times, under all circumstances. And there can only be one reality. If your reality is different than my reality, we couldn't even communicate, because we would have different bubbles of reality with different laws of how we even are. Now, I don't mind calling this one reality God. God has not been spoiled for me, as it has for some people that I know. So the question where we all need to start the spiritual journey is, what am I really? What is reality? Now, I look at it in three ways. I think reality, my feeling, not only my feeling, but my reality when I look, is that I am. That's about all I can say. I know that I am. I don't know what I am is, but I know that I am. Now, on a practical matter, if we're not together as one people in this world, we're gonna just blow ourselves up. It's just inevitable, because greed and fear will just pull us till someone makes a mistake. So on a practical level, if we don't want to even look spiritually, we need to cooperate. On a scientific materialist view, the leading physicists talk about this underlying reality of superstring theory or M theory or quantum field theory, where protons and antiprotons and come up and go down. But that they have said that even prior to the Big Bang, there is this underlying reality of a field of pure isness where we have all come from. And that's materialism. So they're really where we are as spiritual people, aren't they? They've really come down to that there is this one reality. Now, they don't want to go so far as calling it God or saying it has a presence or an awareness or even an intelligence. And that's okay. But for us that are involved in spirituality, it really comes down to what William James said. William James, probably most of you have heard of him. He's this famous American psychologist, kind of the father of psychology. And he said there are those few lucky ones that are the once born, but most of us are of the twice born. That our pathway to being interested in these matters is the path of suffering. And that surely was my path. And most of the people that I meet, it's surely their path. There are 3 steps in the pathless path, the direct approach. That's kind of my path, non-duality, Advaita Vedanta. But it's really the path of unity. It's what drew me to unity, Columbine unity, that there is just one reality, God, in us, outside of us. But really what I have found is there's no really inside and outside. And that, to feel that and to know that, that's love. The dissolution of a boundary, of all boundaries, isn't that when we feel love, when it's felt in the body and the mind, that's what's there, that there isn't a you and a me, that there's just this warm, wonderful knowing. And in nature, why do we love going out in nature and seeing? Because that's the same experience, the deep experience. We call it beauty instead of love. It's just another name for the same experience. Or we have an aha moment. We go, oh, yes, aha, understanding, another name for the same experience, the 3 pathways. The body, the mind, the world, 3 pathways to the garden. So the first step in the pathless path is, in Christianity, it's called the via negativa. In Sanskrit, it's called neti neti. So we can do this together if you'd like, if you feel you want to do this. We close our eyes and we just ask in this moment, what am I? And so we look for that which doesn't change. Because if something changes, it's not that reality. Reality is unchangeable. Reality is always there, always present. So notice right now, whatever your experience is, thoughts, memories, bodily sensations, perceptions, you're hearing my words, other sounds in your homes. Those come and go, don't they? But I am that which is aware of the thoughts, the feelings, is always there. It's kind of like a platform. I went to London and I went to the underground. It was amazing that all these trains, and this first glimpse is like you're a platform and the train comes and the train is loaded with thoughts and images. It comes, it unloads itself, and then it goes. The platform remains unchanged. No matter how bad that thought was or that memory, it doesn't matter to the platform. The platform is open to all. This open, aware, space-like field of awareness is what we are. We don't have to read it in a book. We don't have to believe it. It is our reality. It's not my reality. It's not your, it is reality. We are. Thoughts come, feelings go, thoughts go, but something remains. To be interested in that which remains always with us, can never be taken from us. That is where the gold is. It's like at nighttime, before we go to bed, we take off our clothes and we stand naked. Our thoughts can come and go. Our bodily sensations come and go. Our activities come and go. I do not come and go. That's the first step in this exploration of non-duality. The second step is to take, and that, by the way, the glimpses of our true nature is a timeless, just like love and beauty, it's timeless. And we are timeless. When I look in the mirror, I see a 67-year-old man with wrinkles, but I don't feel 67. I don't feel any age. I can't say I'm this age or that age. And isn't that really our true reality, that we are timeless? Yes, our bodies age, but we are not our bodies. We have seen that. If we all do for sure, 100% that we were not born, so we will not die, that we are timeless and infinite, oh my gosh, the relief. You know, at early on in my exploration, when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm not this body and mind, but I am that which is aware of the body and mind. That was such lifesaver for me. Because before that, I really felt that and believed that I was this body and mind, and that I ended at this skin, and everything outside of this was something other than me. That was my belief. But I ask you to, if you're willing, to be willing to give up all of your beliefs. Because beliefs are, the B of belief is belief, F is a fact. What's in the middle? L-I-E. We become the lie. We be the lie. And then we because we're so involved in that lie, we think that's who we are. Then we have to defend who we are. And we have to attack those who are different than what we think and know we are. Beliefs are dangerous. So please join me in being willing to look at all beliefs, even the beliefs that are below the level of thought and mind. Those are the ones that, until we get to a point where it's kind of like there's a metaphor where the sunlight of awareness comes like the sun, and it shines straight at noon. And straight at noon, if you imagine us as a deep well, and in the deep well of our beingness, way down in the bottom, layer upon layer, year upon year, there's these little creatures in there that's not conscious to us, but that light of awareness, of Godciousness, of God's infinite light, when we're open to that, those creatures can bubble up. Those are the deepest beliefs, that when we see those and we see through those, it's beautiful. So at first I I knew what I was, you know, I am this awareness, I am this Godciousness, I am this suchness, this isness. And oh my God, I was so, but then I realized I really don't know what that is. I don't know, because the mind cannot know what I am, like the eyes. My eyes will never see what I am, but the eyes exist. Close your eyes now. The eyes don't go away, but the ability to see goes away. That is a beautiful metaphor for what we are. What we are cannot be known as we know any object, any perception, any thought, any memory, any hope, any belief. What we are, we are. God's infinite being, love. It's that simple. When I had the experience in the ambulance, when my heart stopped and I came back and I saw the light, I was so full of joy. And I thought God is such a jokester and a trickster, but I knew the message was so clear. There's only love. That's it. That's what's real. That's the one reality. I don't think I can say anything more than that. And so, yeah, if there's time and you want to talk about non-duality, or unity is another word for non-duality, and how that fits in, or we can talk about it. I'll let Dava finish off and do what.
Yeah, what I'm going to suggest is let's hear music from Faith, and then then what I would like to do is end the recording and spend some time talking about this.
Cool.
So let's finish with a Faith song, please.
All right, this is Gentle with Myself by Karen Drucker. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. I will be tender with my heart. I will be tender with my heart. And I will hold my heart like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. I will be easy on myself. I will be easy on myself. And I love myself like a newborn baby child. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. And I will only go as fast as the slowest part of me feels safe to go. I am gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself. And I hold myself like a newborn baby child. I am gentle with myself. I am gentle with myself. And I hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I rock myself like a newborn baby child. And I hold myself like a newborn baby child. And I love myself like a newborn baby child.